I live in a hub just south of San Francisco, and although we are located in the valley, we are considered to be part of the Bay Area because of the port and the Delta's many channels. I'll be setting out to journey on the Miracle Mile because this area has deep significance in my creative upbringing, playing an important role in the direction of my practice. This is a major hangout for the art community, with great food and live music pretty much every night. What attracts me most to this area is all the street art. As an artist, I feel best when surrounded by color and unique art forms. Like here, a garden with an interior mirror. It's like nothing belongs. But together, everything goes, and that's the vibe of this area. The Mile is the hub of entertainment and art for the city. Live music fills the streets, art galleries extend their displays, and the city gathers for causes and events supporting the Mile's hard work to keep the cultural vibe that survives here because of a rich history of events linking people with art and with each other. Walk outside here during the day, you can hear music coming from this outdoor pitch enticing you to come in. During the night, it's a constant rotation of local entertainment and open jazz nights. Music contributes to the scene by impacting the relationships between the surrounding buildings with their patrons, nourishing the very heartbeat of the Mile. This is one of the ways the Mile creates an atmosphere that is so out of character for where we are. It makes you slow your step to take in the sense of community. If you're not from here, you have no idea how much crime there is in California. I don't know if it's the port or the connection to the South Bay, but regardless, it creates a sense of being somewhere else, somewhere safe. Looking up, I think about my own canvas, my own thumbprint on this place, and I begin to focus on the abstract. The light and its metaphor of life shining down in the midst of this concrete jungle both reveal and conceal its history, become something to be tracked, my creative and personal history. So I began to reflect on the past. It wasn't long ago that I inflicted a different kind of walk on the district. I use this term because it was an organized protest against human trafficking. I will never forget the people who showed up to do this walk against this ancient crime. As we walked, no one said a word. We walked the Mile in its entirety, united by silence and a cause. During my journey, I reflect on the inspiration I've received from this area over time, and I stop to take a shot at this wall. The relationship between the artist and community caused me to evaluate the effects its history has had on the landscape and how important it is to protect and to nurture it. Growing up in the city, street art has always been around. I've come to love the ties to the youth cultures, remembering my own which burst into the city streets and made it a point of expression, not just literally as the art, but we made the streets a place to hang out, a place to be. Walking through this area is like reliving a part of my own youth. I enter an art gallery and meet with the director. I find this organization has been around for 82 years, organizing juried exhibitions all over the city, including local museums and displays in the airport. So it's today that I become the newest member of the Stockton Art League and commit to participation in board meetings and upcoming events. I continue my journey and head across the street to utter devastation. The city has closed 9 buildings on the 1800 block due to city codes, and they now sit quietly. As I travel past the old theater, I pause to reflect on the experiences I've had here throughout the years. Concerts, stand-up comedy, improv nights, all good times that have now ended. Evidence of urban decay, these closures are symbolic of the contentions that plague the city with high crime rates and drug use. I've researched the legal documentation between the landlord and city and see no evidence of restoration, only a stalemate. And I wonder what is to become of these structures. When does making an example out of someone do more harm than good? From where I stand, I look over to see a quiet building and wonder what is or what is not going on in there. It looks so empty to me. With further research, I learned that in response to these closures, the district has implemented new improvements to the area that include safety and beautification projects. I'm hopeful that full restoration will take place. Moving on, I continue to Al's Comics, which is a great motivation for my practice. Connected to the 1800 block, I can't even begin to imagine the effects that these closures are having here. I'm sure without the youth population that once patronized the coffee shop next door, the business has been affected in ways only a culturist would understand. This place is one of the rarest finds in the city. I picked up a leather-bound copy of Marvel and an independent comic that I'll use for inspiration for my MA project. I visited with the owners for a bit and gleaned from their knowledge of this culture, which is unsurpassed for the area. Researching indie zines in greater depth will feed my practice and support my research. Leaving the 1800 block behind me, I continue on. I enter the shop and ask the owner how things are going since the closures. He said things are going okay. The fact he has a specialized business has kept him afloat during this time in present history. I love the diversity of this place, where there's every art form you can imagine, all in one area. The stock market, a new endeavor launched in 2015, is relocating to this area with a mission to support local artists and entrepreneurs by fostering innovative development in the small businesses and creative expression. I can't wait to become a part of this new chapter as an artist, a participant, and a patron. The Miles beautification projects have created a tangible experience. I pause to take in the beauty of the indigenous life strategically planted, creating a stark beauty of its own. To become more involved, I have begun the course of participation in this project, which will strengthen my resolve to support the district's efforts. As I continue, I pause to realize that this reflection has given me a deeper appreciation on the conservatory historical roots that have brought us here. I believe that the psychological impact between visiting and local artists will continue to generate stunning artwork and foster relationships that mark this spot as unique to the community. As I leave, I pause in reflection of a time when we were celebrating a quaint wedding reception here. Bittersweet memories of a marriage that faded, and the people who once filled this place have moved on. So this journey has been bittersweet, moving on to new relationships, new endeavors, while holding on gently to the memories who make us who we are.